What if we could predict traffic jams before they happen, simulate a space mission before launching, or even stop a pandemic before it spreads? Sounds like sci-fi? Well, it's not. It's continuous simulation at work. Continuous simulation models real-world systems where change happens smoothly over time, just like the flow of water, the movement of planets, or the temperature shift in a factory. How is this different from discrete event simulation? Imagine tracking cars at an intersection. Discrete event simulation only updates when something happens, like a light turning red. But continuous simulation monitors every moment, such as acceleration, braking, and even the curve of the road. This technique is a game changer when tiny changes matter, like predicting weather patterns or monitoring stock market trends. We need real-time precision, such as in flight control systems or self-driving cars, and when natural laws apply, like physics in video games or space navigation. However, continuous simulation isn't always the right tool. It's not ideal for processes with distinct, separate events like a cashier scanning grocery items, or systems with step-by-step decisions like turn-based strategy games or queuing systems. In this video, we'll explore real-world applications like traffic flow simulation, preventing gridlocks before they happen, industrial process simulation, optimizing factory production lines, video game physics, making movement and collisions feel real, epidemic outbreak simulation, predicting and stopping disease spread, and space mission simulation, perfecting rocket launches before takeoff. By constantly updating system states, continuous simulation lets us solve problems before they even happen. Want to see these simulations in action? Join us for the full breakdown only on Simosphere, where simulations shape reality.
Imagine a bustling city where vehicles, pedestrians, and traffic signals all dance together in a complex choreography. Now, picture a tool that can simulate this movement in real time, optimizing traffic flow and reducing congestion. This is where SUMO, or Simulation of Urban Mobility, comes into play. SUMO is an open-source traffic simulation package that cities like Berlin and Zurich are using to tackle the ever-growing challenge of urban traffic. It's not just a fancy software. It's a game-changer for urban planners and traffic engineers. With SUMO, they can create detailed models of their cities, incorporating everything from the layout of the roads to the behavior of drivers and pedestrians. Think about it. Every time a car stops a red light or a pedestrian crosses the street, there's a ripple effect. SUMO allows us to visualize these interactions, helping cities understand how changes in traffic signals or road designs can improve flow. For instance, if a traffic signal is timed just right, it can reduce wait times and keep vehicles moving smoothly. This isn't just theory, it's backed by real data and simulations. In cities like Berlin, SUMO has been instrumental in testing new traffic management strategies before they're implemented in the real world. By simulating different scenarios, planners can see how adjustments might impact congestion levels, travel times, and even air quality. Imagine reducing rush hour gridlock just by tweaking a few traffic lights based on simulation results. That's the power of SUMO. But it doesn't stop there. SUMO also accommodates various modes of transport. Whether it's cars, buses, bicycles, or pedestrians, the simulation can model their interactions. This holistic approach is crucial for creating integrated transport systems that cater to everyone. In Zurich, for example, planners have used SUMO to enhance public transport efficiency, ensuring that buses and trams run on time and connect seamlessly with other modes of transport. Moreover, SUMO is constantly evolving. The community behind it is vibrant, with developers and researchers contributing to its growth. They're integrating new technologies like connected vehicles and smart traffic signals, making the simulations even more realistic. This means that as cities grow and change, SUMO can adapt, providing valuable insights into future traffic patterns. Ultimately, the goal is clear: to create smarter, more efficient urban environments. By simulating the movement of vehicles, pedestrians, and traffic signals, SUMO helps cities not just react to traffic issues, but proactively manage them. It's a fascinating intersection of technology and urban planning, and it's paving the way for a future where traffic congestion is a thing of the past. Imagine walking into a manufacturing plant where every machine, every worker, and every process is perfectly synchronized. This isn't just a dream, it's the power of simulation in action. Take Siemens plant simulation software, for example. Companies like BMW and Procter & Gamble use it to create detailed models of their production lines, allowing them to visualize and optimize every step of the manufacturing process. Think about an assembly line. Each station has a specific task, and if one part of the line slows down, it can create a bottleneck that affects the entire operation. With simulation software, Manufacturers can run countless scenarios to identify potential issues before they happen. They can tweak variables like machine speed, worker efficiency, and even the layout of the factory floor to find the sweet spot for maximum productivity. Now, let's dive into a real-world example. BMW uses this software to model their assembly lines. By simulating different configurations, they can determine the most efficient way to assemble a car, reducing both time and costs. This means fewer resources wasted and a faster turnaround for customers. It's like playing a complex game of chess, where every move is calculated to achieve the best outcome. Procter & Gamble takes it a step further in chemical production. They simulate entire production processes, from raw material input to the final product. This allows them to optimize not just for speed, but also for quality and safety. By identifying potential hazards or inefficiencies in the simulation phase, they can make adjustments before any real-world consequences occur. The beauty of this technology lies in its ability to reduce waste. By optimizing processes, companies can minimize excess materials, energy consumption, and even labor costs. This isn't just good for the bottom line, it's also better for the environment. Less waste means a smaller carbon footprint, which is increasingly important in today's world. In essence, simulation software is transforming the way we think about manufacturing. It's not just about making things faster, it's about making them smarter. By leveraging these advanced tools, companies can stay competitive, innovate continuously, and ultimately deliver better products to consumers. The future of manufacturing is here, and it's all about efficiency and sustainability.
Another example of continuous simulation is video game physics.
Imagine pulling back a slingshot, feeling the tension in your fingers, and releasing it to send a bird soaring through the air. That's the magic of physics simulations in video games, and it's what makes titles like Angry Birds not just fun, but incredibly engaging. At its core, Angry Birds uses real-world physics to calculate the trajectory of each bird you launch. When you pull that slingshot back, the game's engine is working behind the scenes, applying the laws of gravity and motion. It determines how high the bird will fly, how far it will travel, and how it will interact with the structures you're aiming at. This isn't just random. It's a carefully crafted simulation that mirrors the real world. Now, think about the structures you're trying to knock down. Each block and piece of debris reacts according to physics principles. When your bird hits a wooden plank, it doesn't just disappear. It breaks apart, sending fragments flying. This collision detection is crucial. It adds a layer of realism that keeps players engaged. You can almost feel the satisfaction of that perfect shot when everything collapses just right. Fluid dynamics also play a role in many games, creating realistic water movements or smoke effects. Imagine a game where you shoot a cannonball into a lake. The splash, the ripples, and the way the water reacts to the impact all rely on complex simulations. These details enhance immersion, making you feel like you're truly part of that world. The beauty of these physics simulations is that they not only make games more realistic, but also more enjoyable. They challenge players to think strategically about angles and timing. Each launch becomes a puzzle, and every successful hit feels like a well-earned victory. So, the next time you're playing a game that uses physics, take a moment to appreciate the intricate calculations happening behind the scenes. It's not just about having fun. It's about experiencing a world that feels alive and responsive, thanks to the wonders of real-world physics.
Epidemic spread simulation is a powerful tool used to model how diseases propagate through populations. It allows researchers to visualize and predict the dynamics of an outbreak. By using mathematical models, we can simulate various scenarios, from the initial infection to the peak of the epidemic, and even the eventual decline. At the heart of these simulations are key parameters: the transmission rate, recovery rate, and the population susceptibility. The transmission rate indicates how easily the disease spreads from one person to another. A higher transmission rate means more rapid infection, leading to exponential growth in cases. On the other hand, the recovery rate tells us how quickly infected individuals can recover and become immune, which is vital for understanding the epidemic's lifespan. One popular model used in these simulations is the SIR model, which categorizes the population into 3 groups: susceptible, infected, and recovered. Initially, everyone is susceptible. As the infection spreads, individuals move from the susceptible group to the infected group. Once they recover, they transition to the recovered group, often gaining immunity. This model helps us visualize how an outbreak can evolve over time. But what happens when we introduce interventions? Simulations allow us to test the impact of various strategies, such as social distancing, vaccination, and quarantine measures. For instance, if we increase the vaccination rate, we can see a dramatic decrease in the number of infections. This is where simulations become invaluable. They provide insights into how we can effectively manage and control outbreaks. Moreover, these simulations can be adapted to account for real-world complexities. Factors like population density, mobility patterns, and even social behavior can be integrated into the models. By doing so, we can create more accurate predictions and tailor public health responses to specific communities. As we analyze the results of these simulations, we gain a clearer understanding of potential outcomes. This knowledge empowers policymakers to make informed decisions, allocate resources effectively, and ultimately save lives. The beauty of epidemic spread simulation lies in its ability to turn complex data into actionable insights. In conclusion, epidemic spread simulation is not just a theoretical exercise. It's a vital tool in our fight against infectious diseases. By harnessing the power of these models, we can better prepare for future outbreaks, protect our communities, and ensure a healthier world. Imagine standing on the edge of the cosmos, where every decision can mean the difference between success and failure. Space missions, like NASA's Mars rover landings, rely heavily on simulations to navigate the complexities of interplanetary travel. These simulations are not just fancy video games. They're intricate models that replicate the harsh realities of space. Take the Mars rover, for instance. Before it ever touched Martian soil, engineers at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory ran countless simulations. They tested every possible scenario, from landing techniques to potential equipment failures. Each simulation provided invaluable data, allowing them to refine their strategies and minimize risks. This meticulous preparation is what makes the difference between a triumphant mission and a costly setback. Consider the landing of the Curiosity rover in 2012. It was a nail-biting moment, often referred to as 7 minutes of terror. During that time, the spacecraft had to execute a series of complex maneuvers autonomously. Thanks to extensive simulations, the team had confidence in their plan. They had already faced every conceivable challenge in a virtual environment, from atmospheric entry to touchdown. When Curiosity finally landed, it was the culmination of years of hard work and preparation, all made possible by those simulations. Simulations also play a critical role in preparing for unexpected events. For example, during the Perseverance rover's landing in 2021, engineers had to account for the unpredictable Martian atmosphere. By simulating various atmospheric conditions, they were able to develop a robust landing strategy that adapted to real-time data. This adaptability is crucial when you're millions of miles away from home. The importance of simulations extends beyond just landing. They're used to plan entire missions, from trajectory calculations to resource management. By simulating the entire mission lifecycle, teams can identify potential pitfalls and optimize their approach. This proactive strategy not only saves time and money, but also enhances the safety of the astronauts and equipment involved. As we look to the future, the role of simulations will only grow. With missions planned for the Moon, Mars, and beyond, the stakes are higher than ever. Advanced simulations will help us explore new worlds, ensuring that we are prepared for whatever challenges lie ahead. The more we simulate, the more we learn, and the closer we get to unlocking the mysteries of the universe. In the end, every successful space mission is a testament to the power of preparation. By embracing simulations, we are not just dreaming about the stars. We are actively charting our course to reach them.